It's just going to be exactly what you want, much like this draft. As for the first time in the series, we have DK with site selection. They are going to choose blue, and they are going to choose to ban away the Poppy first up. I think Taliyah priority is going to skyrocket, by the way, at this particular point in time.
Oh, yes.
As the Azir will once again be banned away. With the Ryze being picked, Taliyah does just feel pretty good.
But she does lose it. I think in game one, actually having a top-tier performance on the Jarvan. And the Kiana didn't really hit the mark. It is a champion where the line...
Charvel was right here, man. Why didn't they just sub him in?
I guess the tweet was right.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
I do think that we saw there that the line between the champion working and not popping off is very thin, but it definitely didn't look as comfortable on it as he did on that J4. A notable champion that is open is Xin Zhao.
Yeah.
Which we are getting to game 3, and that is still a comfort pick for either of these two players, which I do think is interesting. The Yunara being away also frees up a lot of draft priorities. Sion taken away here, which... There have been some of these bans where, no, it's fine. Just let Shiu play it. Actually, that's okay.
Yeah, the picks another one.
Yeah, do still have a lot of power, so maybe they just don't want to deal with what they offer.
Oh, do you know what? Do you know what's going to happen? I think you know what's going to happen.
What, B1 Taliyah?
No, it's a different T champion.
Oh, not B1 Trundle.
Yeah.
They're not going to blind Trundle. I think DK has learned this. Oh, there's the Ornn.
Okay.
They're B1ing Rumble.
Ah, B1 Rumble sounds fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
Well, T1's going to ban Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then DK will pick Taliyah.
Honestly?
And then T1's going to pick Xin Zhao.
What does Faker play into Taliyah? That's the kind of question.
Xin Zhao Annie.
Oh, Xin Zhao Ari. That's what it would be.
Okay.
Never mind. Taliyah
so we're
is
giving
going to be banned away.
And then there was a lot of conversation. So we're picking Rumble. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Let's not kid ourselves. Watch Shiu be like, no, actually.
Why is he grinning?
Pick me Gwen. I could see it.
Honestly, well,
Aurora, oh wait, Aurora's
never
open.
mind. Aurora is open, so this makes so much more sense.
I'm a silly bunny, Atlas.
Yeah, why did I not write Aurora in instead? I think maybe we're just reeling by the fact that we've had 2 close games between T1 and DK, and that was not on very many bingo cards today. As the Aurora first pick going to be a fair bit of power, especially with the fact that it's a flex pick, so you do get to play around with where your champions are going. Makes it a little bit more difficult here for Faker and Doran to work out what they want to play. It is not difficult to work out what Ono wants to play, although with Trundle up, Xin Zhao feels a lot less blindable.
I agree. We'll see if he doesn't care and just locks it in anyway. So the Rumble into Aurora is definitely a rough matchup.
Once again, Doran taking a shot for the team by picking the Rumble to guarantee that Aurora is going to be played top lane.
Yeah. We'll see. Most likely it's going to be Shiu, who has had some big character development throughout this season. Started off with his laning phase being really good, and then having some crazy late game moments.
Yep.
Then went to his laning phase, I think, being kind of mediocre, but then he got like multiple base defenses that made no sense. I know one of them wasn't on the Aurora, one was on Gwen, the other was on Aurora. But that kind of, I think, kick-started the second half, and then he was actually really clean on the pick. Later on is Lucian Braum, to me, would make sense.
It would, but also, I feel like you want to pick Trundle here. I don't know.
I think there's more things you can go into Xin Zhao where you don't feel too sad.
Guess not, as the Lucian Braum is certainly pretty high priority. Also feels like a bit of a pick away as well. This is one of the champions that Gumayushi has really liked.
Also, aiming has an escape tool, which I think is good.
I would say that that is pretty positive as well. He does like to stand up and press culling quite a lot.
You know, and normally, Barrel, guess what? I have no slander for you. You've been great today. Keep it up, buddy.
Yep.
So him on the Braum is completely fine, as that is a power pick for Keria.
Oh, instead it's going to be the Sivir locked away.
I really would have much rather seen the Rakan. I think Rakan's definitely going to get taken off the board now.
And Rakan Rumble is just such a powerful combo.
It is. Yeah, so Rakan Rumble is crazy. I think Rakan Xin Zhao is crazy.
Yeah, you could also force an Annie ban and all these sorts of things to come through, which could really open things up. As the Trundle, no-brainer, going to be taken away here, as Lucid did forsake his ability to play a counter pick.
Lucid Zed.
Or Lucidly Sin. So maybe they just counted up the amount of junglers that he's happy to play in this matchup and realized that he was going to be fine. It might be something like that. But I'm not entirely sure.
I do
think that Trundle would have just.
So I want to highlight this. This is something that BNK has done extremely consistently, and I think it's putting T1 in a little bit of an awkward spot, is prioritizing bot lane. Like, prioritizing bot lane matchups was something we saw BNK do, which got them obviously the first seed straight out of the play-ins, currently being the 5th playoff seed. And that is something that I think DK has taken from them into their own drafts. There is also, we haven't discussed this yet, but Aurora is still a flex. Like, this could also go towards Showmaker. I don't think so, because let's be real, I think Aurora is the best matchup you're going to get into Rumble. But some weird business is still technically possible, as this is going to be the carrier lock-in, would be my guess, unless they have something really weird cooking and they want to save counter pick for carrier.
Janet? I don't think this is very good here.
I don't think that's going to get locked in. I think we're just having some fun. We'll see what it is.
It is a fun matchup. They're just going through the barrel champions. So Janna happens first. That was the champion he got his first skin on, and this is the champion he's been winning the most on. As that was a late hover of the Janna, which worried me momentarily. But instead, it will be the Leona. And of course, Leona Rumble has been something that we've seen many, many times. And Leona Sivir is a lot of wave clear as
picking
well.
Picking it into Braum, I don't think doesn't feel great. It's fine. You know, it's no Nautilus. That truly is the depth of despair. Is now we're gonna have to see what does the mid jungle do. That's a big question whenever it comes to DK.
Sejuani Yone. Oh God! Wait. Hang on. Did I? I didn't. Surely.
Wait, Viego.
Oh, Viego would be really fun. No, it's Sejuani Yone, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay?
Yeah, but I like the Viego.
I know, I should have said that.
You can't blind Viego. I get that. Sejuani Braum is obviously a really strong combo. Oh my God.
Okay, well, Faker is on the I'm winning worlds thing already in the very first match of the playoffs here, as his Akali does come out. And this is a champion that he has, like, made some of his biggest plays on. I remember a specific one in 2023. That was pretty good.
Atlas, both these two compositions have one mode. Go. There's not really a plan B. We're looking at extremely volatile lanes in both solo lanes that as soon as they fall behind on any of the sides will just be cooked.
Yep.
And will not get to play the game. So I think this is going to be a volatility central. I thought that in some of the previous games we got very little action until much later on. So hopefully this game delivers starting early on. I do also think that, as highlighted, the early levels in skirmishes, Sejuani, Braum, Yone, and Lucian, that is very scary, as that is far.
That is a long way.
That is a big distance.
Wow, where did they come from?
I wouldn't even, like, what's the furthest away? Like South America?
I mean, Brazil is the ultimate
like as far
away.
as it gets, right?
That flight almost killed me. That was a tough one. Went there with Crumbs for a 1v1 tournament. It was a whole lot of fun. Anyway, these are some pretty fun drafts as well, as melee matchup in the mid lane, always fiery. Let's dive onto the Rift for game number 3. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I've solved it, Chronicler. They could have actually just come from round the corner, but just come a really wiggly way. You know?
Yeah, so they could have come from anywhere, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help us at all.
Oh, I thought we were just like looking for possibilities. And so now the possibilities are actually endless. So we've narrowed it down to infinity possibilities.
Well, I think you could argue there's finite spaces on Earth.
And also it's probably limited to Earth.
Well, that's the big kicker, right?
But,
so it is actually limited.
Is that even necessarily true? Because,
yes.
Like, but
they are not from space, Atlas.
But we haven't proven.
They're not from space.
Do you know that there are no aliens?
Oh, I
definitively.
No,
do you think that there's probably intelligent life out there?
That is a whole different conversation. Statistically, I've been told it's a certainty. I don't have enough intelligence to parse this, so I'll believe the experts. But do not let me sit here and tell you that I...
What?
I don't know. I've already lost it. Can we lock in? I'm trying to custom
We
video game.
were so locked in for the first 2 games.
I
just
know.
needed some silly, you
I
know.
I know.
I really did.
Showmaker has gone Grasp, which I have not seen on Yone.
Oh, Sunfire Cape first, BDD Yone Flare. You love to see that. You don't actually.
So Showmaker's Yone, as any as any DK fan will know, is somewhat notorious for not being the best.
It's not his greatest. Although he has found some moments. I feel like some of the big plays have worked out for Showmaker. This though is not working out thus far, as Keria doesn't quite find the Zenith Blade. They are getting shoved in towards the bottom side. Shio also having a good time, as to be expected for the Aurora as far as shoving the wave is concerned. As Showmaker just going to be recharging that health bar as much as he possibly can. Also cancelling a bunch of autos for fun.
Let's get the shield.
Yeah, as he does unbind the soul, but he's going to need to rebind. The flash comes forward as Faker flashes after him. Takes a couple of turret shots, but Showmaker is going to go back home. That is just a flash for flash in the end, but I think as far as like the battle is concerned, Faker wins. As Zenith goes in, Beryl gives Gumayusi the door, and Braum.
Yeah, for me the biggest difference between, even though this was obviously an error from Faker, he doesn't need to flash there, because
he's already won.
He's already won the trade, but wanted to try and get, imagine the final empowered auto off. Him not having flash isn't nearly as detrimental as it is for Showmaker, because he has so many built-in escapes with his E and his Shroud. And for Lucid, there is still an opportunity to try and gank if those cooldowns are down, but for Showmaker, it's Q-free, right? Like once you get ultimate available, you have a little bit more safety. As we do see the trades were up until that point somewhat even, but the CSing has not been, because again, Doran is expected to lose early on. This would be a really impactful dive if they can pull it off, as Doran is rather low. We'll see if Lucid cancels his base or if they're just going to take it. And we do see that there was a suspicion on T1 because Owner is pathing directly towards that lane.
Made sure that he stayed out of vision as well, so if he oh, never mind. Okay, well, now he's definitely going to go back home.
Oh, he has the base, yeah. We'll see if there are some lane swaps abound, because aiming is also... I mean, I don't think DK should want a lane swap, because bot lane matchup isn't that fun, but top lane matchup is really fun. So I think you just want to stay in that as...
Oh, Beryl.
In they go.
Possibly a little too far up, as he does manage to get the passive onto the Leona, but it's just Gumayusi killing Braum. So Beryl goes down. Now Lucid finds himself in a 1v2.
TP.
Does have the permafrost, as there is the teleport in from Shiu, who pops out the weirding, but it's Lucid that's going to be going down, and I don't think this play will be salvageable. Even if Gumayusi goes down here, it's still a trade-up for T1, and it is going to happen, so at least Shiu does get that, but still a disaster.
I mean, is it?
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of okay. For some reason, I felt like 3 people died on DK's
Oh,
side.
I get it. It's because I think it was aiming was monstrously low. But when all was said and done, Guma used flash. They got 2 for 2 kills. 1 kill going to Aurora, which is a big deal. Is Beryl? No.
Beryl
doesn't have flash. Okay, he's fine.
Somewhat okay.
Yeah, yeah. That was a bit of a hard force from DK.
Do you know what it is? I'm in plains mode, right? So I expect all the plays to go really far in one direction.
Guys, that's Leona.
Yeah.
With Aftershock and Eclipse.
Wait,
does he have
the mean?
But I mean, he definitely has Eclipse. He's not taking damage.
Look at the Freljordian brothers going at it here, as they do manage to... Okay, yeah. Yeah. Shiu was a good teleport.
Shiu's teleport actually saves that game. Because if they just 2 for 0... and that's the end of it, that would have been it. That flash from Guma, not great, because again, it's... Come on, guys. It's Aurora. I think the passive at this point should be just respected. If you flash earlier, I think you might actually live. But not going to be the case. Wanted to hold on to that, gets punished for his transgressions. And...
the thing that we need to look at is what Doran was able to do with the fact that he did have a free lane, I guess. Because it was a big overload on DK's side.
So, it was, but because aiming, I think, got out of that relatively early and just went top, like...
Yeah, so I guess it's just fine?
It is just fine, yeah.
Huh. Well, I mean, that is what the gold will be indicating. As we can see here, it is even.
So the biggest issue is obviously, which we haven't addressed, is that there's 2 kills on Sivir.
Yes.
Which is a big problem. The saving grace for DK is that their backline access is exceptional, but they have a lot of issues they need to deal with in this draft, right? There are a lot of threats on the enemy team, so sending everything towards the Sivir isn't necessarily an option the way it is normally, as it looks like Owner is just going to get one of the earliest Drakes of this series.
Yeah.
Definitely the earliest for T1.
Only been around for a couple of minutes. I think it's about the same clip as game number 1.
Yeah, but that was DK, right? T1 have been very...
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as far as the longevity of our dragons.
Very true. Chemtech, that one's going to be left for a long time, as we know.
Yes.
It's very scary.
Sparrow's going to give him the door. We do have aiming coming back. And it will be a nice spell shield there from Gumayushi, but otherwise not too much to worry about. Having a look here in the mid lane, Showmaker is down by about a wave, something like that. Faker keeping up the pressure. Here's Akali looking pretty good. As teleport in from Beryl, but T1 are still waiting. Aiming, just press W into that brush. As Beryl is going to spot them out. Does land the Winter's Bite there onto Carrier, but he does Zenith Blade forward still. Hasn't pressed that W button, and that is a lot of damage.
Oh, there's 2 members for T1 here.
Yeah, Faker was moving up. There was also Owner in the area.
Oh, they got 6. So it's just going to be grubs. I don't really think that it's diveable now with aiming having the culling available.
Yep.
There isn't really anything being traded objective-wise here, and I think it's because the prio is so firmly in favor of T1, right? Faker's winning his lane, bot lane is winning his lane. The only lane that DK have is specifically the top lane is, oh, maybe Shiu can join this. Would have to run over.
There's a cheeky little angle there from Showmaker being looked for as Faker wants to pop the passive, does manage to do so. Shuriken backflip gets him out of there, as only 1 grub did get taken there by T1, as the rest of DK are going to get into position to try and take another.
Well, yeah, Showmaker was able to base, TP back in, and he has the Hex Drinker. So that is actually a really valuable item towards the top side of T1. As it is just, what, 1 for 2 grubs? So,
yep.
DK
1 for 1 as far as feats of strength are concerned. I think I'm going to put it in the nothing burger column as far as
the gold. Look at the gold.
It is, yeah, there's nothing in it.
There's nothing.
But there is certainly gold advantages lane by lane, right? You can see the Aurora is still ahead. And with that 1-0-1, Shiu was able to pick up. And then there's also this Sivir that's 2-1. The DK need to figure out how
Carrier,
to deal
that's
with.
so mean.
Yeah, very annoying.
It's just there, and it's like, you're not getting the cannon. And he doesn't.
Yeah,
tragic.
Clears out the wave.
Harrowing story, Atlas.
And some -1s feel like more than -1, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of life. All right. That hasn't necessarily created a gold problem or anything like that, as we do have our AD carries moving towards this mid lane. 2.5 minutes on the Dragon. Zona clears up yet another clear. That is Crocs, but otherwise is looking pretty empty.
I actually quite like this. So Showmaker's happy to play into Doran because he has the Hex Drinker. And she was unbothered playing into Akali, right?
Yeah.
Aurora is just such a strong lane bully. So it's going to be feeling great. We'll see if Owner wants to interrupt the space, but I think he was sitting on a good amount of gold. Maybe it's Sundered Sky time.
Oh dear.
Oh, not quite yet.
It's a little bit of a scary soon if you're the enemy team. But he might have it by the time that Dragon does come up, as Doran is on vision. But Showmaker still needs to be careful. I think if you spend too much time in front of that flamethrower, you're going to be feeling uncomfortable.
So the downside of this is that it means that one of the biggest winning lanes for DK is no longer applying a lot of pressure, right? So it's good for Showmaker here on this grasp Yone, as Lucid continues to play.
Yeah, he's going in. Flash out from Carrier here, as now Gumayushi could be in trouble. A little bit off to the side, but does have on the hunt and finds a lot of damage in that Boomerang Blade. Essence Reaver now completed, as, of course, it's Aiming's favorite item. He doesn't quite have his yet. Nor can he lock down that CS. That was a little bit uncomfortable, as Gumayushi just going to continue shoving waves in.
But you're seeing as well, right? The lead for Shiu, I think, is going to be less because Faker also we saw doing a really good job in the 1v1, getting great trades.
Yep.
But it's also not a matchup that, like that Aurora into Rumble matchup, Shiu will be as comfortable with, having played against a lot less Aurora top or Akali top. Should be fine here.
Yeah, he does bounce to the other side of his between worlds and clears out the wave at the same time. Pretty handy is that particular button, as Faker can press the backflip button, but I think he would die. Akali, unfortunately these days, not quite able to stealth under turrets.
Did you just say unfortunately?
I liked it.
I
liked playing Akali.
Atlas.
Turrets are kind of annoying.
You were an Akali player? Like, release, rework Akali?
Yeah, and then I realized I didn't like the rework because it was too hard.
That,
it was much easier when
that
you
makes
just
complete
pressed
sense.
Q and then pressed R, Q, R, and then R again, and then never pressed E because it scaled on AD. It was really weird. It was okay when you had your Sword of Occult and Magi's both stacked up, though. Did a fair bit of damage then.
I wonder how many grasp stacks Showmaker has gotten this game.
That's a good question. We might be able to find that out. As, let's see.
He ulted the wave. I think it's just fine. This was the cross map.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, the
Owner, that's a scary dragon. I don't know if you can beat him by yourself.
Well, I think he can. He is a, you know, a warrior of Demacia.
Doran knows, man. Doran knows. He's like, no, 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 I'm not falling for. Maybe. Oh no, Doran, you are right. You're right, Doran, you're right. Yes. Look at him go.
Yep, just staying back. It might be a couple of plates here for Showmaker, but in trade for Double Dragon, it's going to feel pretty good as he does make it back to the wave as it is thinning out. And DK haven't been able to find nearly the inroads that they had in the previous 2 games.
Are we going to go again? This time there is a carrier in the area.
If at first you don't succeed.
I mean, they have a lot of burst, and Doran doesn't have ult.
It's a flash in from Beryl, but he doesn't really find anything. The redemption comes down, the solar flare is there. Ulti from Showmaker, and they lock down the kill. Still Lucid, could be in trouble, but aiming. The cavalry have arrived, and the turret is going to be enough to take down the Sejuani, but make that a 2-for-1. And DK going to be feeling a little bit better.
It's still not the best trade. We'll see. If Showmaker can make his way towards the bot wave, and they can get carry as well, then I think it's a good trade. Let's see.
Yep. Carry, of course, is pretty tanky. There's the Eclipse. As he finds his Zenith Blade, Shio has so much burst damage, but still Carrier survives.
Yeah.
A plate will go over, but that is not what they wanted there. And Faker might just be able to take this entire turret.
Yeah, it's a really big win for T1, because Faker's going to get the turret, which is huge. Doesn't quite get the final play there, but still going to be happy. Gets the turret, so that is... Right now, gold lead growing for T1. A lot of resources invested towards the top side of the map. It's Eclipse getting a lot of value. I actually do like
he did manage to hit it. Actually, it looked like the Winter's Bite.
Yeah, no, he did it. I really like the setup here. The Lucid just flashes a second too late. If he doesn't die there, I think that they might actually be able to use him on the re-engage as well, right? Just a barrel tank, the kill carrier. Might have felt, and then less gold would have gone over, but because Lucid messes up, they end up losing a good amount of gold. Now, it's not the end of the world. I think that this is one of the games where I actually think both comps scale pretty evenly, as long as no one falls like super far behind in gold, because they're both just... They're going to just bash their faces into each other. Atlas says, they might right here.
Yeah, that was a very weird sort of chain of events, but Beryl is still in so much trouble and does get cut down. I saw the solar flare, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know whether that is the angle, but Carrier knew. They just come in, they take down Beryl, and this is feeling like a lot more of a Beryl game than we've had the last couple. I don't know whether that is a great thing, as at least Aiming is able to clear out this wave. And Lucid looking for a bit of an angle here on a Carrier who's just playing with reckless abandon. It's Showmaker's turn to have some free time towards this bottom side.
By the way, Faker went just Storm Surge, making his goals in this game very clear. Herald taken. It's going to be feats going over. Now it's DK looking.
Yeah, there's a redemption, as Lucid's health bar is going to be okay. Aiming actually picks up a bit of a heal, and they get on the hunt from Gumayushi. That is about it. Errol shows him the door. Outside of that, not too much more to worry about. And we're still looking for DK to kind of come alive in this game. We haven't seen very many of these premeditated plays. T1 have just been calling the shots the entire time.
But to me, a lot of that is about the fact that the only lane that's winning is the Aurora lane.
Yeah.
And the other lanes just are behind, and DK without Prio look considerably worse. It's also the flip side. T1, as a team, when they have Prio, when they get to decide the tempo, are looking good. Now, it's still relatively even. Don't be mistaken. It's a nice gold lead, but I think by itself, the team fighting power for DK is still there. Really what it's going to come down to is, can DK actually find these fights? And for T1, it does Faker get into the backline, right? Particularly when Owner's there to help him out as well. And look at the vision control, by the way, for T1 here.
Yeah,
the next
it's absurd.
Drake is a must-win fight for DK. You can't give over. Neither of these teams like playing into Mountain Soul. It's very unfun. Kind of kills your compositions for anyone but like, what, Sivir?
Yep.
As I guess Guma wouldn't really care, but and look at the
but
control
also
right
DK
now.
has the Sejuani on their team, right? So if they're the ones getting it, then Lucid's going to be an actual tank. He's going to pretty much be unkillable for a lot of them. As Carrier looking for a reset, but is on a ward, so not going to be able to find that angle as Rona gets over towards these Raptors.
So 30 seconds left. Doran just finishes an item. Showmaker does have his blade. That is very important. He needs his item very, very badly, and then he Chiu in the fight. That's a no-brainer. If he can get a big ulti off, and if DK can actually play a front to back, I think their comp goes so hard, right? Like just Lucid and Barrel on the front line, aiming behind, Chiu on the flank, Showmaker looking for big ult angles. I don't think they'll get it against someone. Again, look at the bot side. Look at the vision.
It is very red down there.
It's lit up.
It's all right. They clear out the last remainder of vision here on DK's side. Beryl getting in there.
Still Herald as well.
Oh dear, that's actually very scary. Rona with those purple hands, wondering when to use them. Showmaker going to be rotating up and is spotted on control vision. Faker there as well to check him.
The poke.
Yeah, Zenith Blade doesn't really find anything there, but you can throw that one out as much as you would like. Showmaker still has this dragon busy.
Yeah, this is a must-win. Here again for DK. Maybe some poke on the carrier.
Yeah, there's the knock-up from Showmaker. This is actually decent damage as they do layer through the ulti, but Showmaker is forced to snap back. Ooh. And now Carrier is going to be forced to reset. This could mean that T1 give this one up.
They can afford
to. Teleport is there for Carrier, so he can come back at any time as Between Worlds comes through for Shiu. Has actually the backup of this culling. As Ona flashes away, Showmaker goes in, finds Gumayushi! And they're now looking to take down this Rift Herald, distracted by Shelly as she gets permafrosted, but they do manage to get the turret, and the Drake has not been taken. 25 seconds on Guma though, T1, can they defend?
Oh, the health bars are kind of low. Showmaker should be able to TP his way back. They don't have Guma, which is a lot of damage, not there. T1, again, they could afford to give this up. No, T1, I don't think they are going to. But DK, play with confidence as they should. There's one stack.
Yep, they found it. As now Lucid looking for the angle, they sweep the area to make sure that Faker is at least visible.
Guma's going to run. I think DK's too late.
Yeah. And Gumayushi is going to be running his way through here. DK, I think they have a small window to try and make this happen. As Beryl is going to be swept. There is the Zenith Blade. I think Beryl is just dead as the Equalizer does burn him down. Showmaker
behind him.
As Faker finds it onto aiming. He is just dead. No second ulti required. And now Doran is just walking through to take down the Sejuani. Once again, DK try to take more than they're allowed to.
And they get Guma. But afterwards, there's just too much time spent for DK. Not really get. Oh
dear. She not going to get hit by that 5-point strike, but doesn't get over the wall. And the Zenith Blade will find him. Takes a bit of time, but then the Q is going to be found there by Faker. So it's gone from bad to worse, and that felt a little bit like rubbing salt in the wound rather than a game warping play, because the game had warped away from him.
As we start off pretty good here, even though Shiu doesn't get the kill, Showmaker is able to with a nice flash Q free. As he's dead.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can. Oh!
Wow, that was very, very close. Gets a nice knock-up as he ults his way out. Showmaker, okay. That was pretty sick. Unfortunately, nothing really came of it outside of losing a turret.
Things are still not great. I do want to echo that, as you highlight. But he does get out alive. Gets Doran's flash as well, which is a big win. And for DK, that fight, it started off so they get the kill, but I think that after that, there's just a little bit too much time wasted. Carry, as you highlight, has the TP, and they need to be decisive. Either return here, which they could have, onto Owner, or we retreat. Neither really end up happening. And Carrier, for me, really has been the MVP on this Leo now, right? We were not 100% sure if this was going to be the pick. He has been insanely tanky with Spellbook and Redemption, by the way. As we take a look here at Showmaker, I think he thought he was going to get the kills. Why not? Hail Mary, I guess.
Let's burger flip for the Otacon as Fake. Oh my god, that damage was obscene. Doran there as well as the Glacial Prison goes to Narnia, and aiming will find a good culling angle, but it's Carrier that tanks up the entire thing. Shiu's dead already. Beryl was dead pretty quickly in the fight, and there is one of the swiftest aces that we've seen in recent memory. T1, they needed to shake some cobwebs off, but they're really starting to come alive in this series.
That's what we were expecting coming into the day, Atlas. It took some time, but let's be real.
0, 1, and 13, by the way. 100% kill contribution for Carrier.
Oh, yeah.
This Leona is getting work done.
As yeah, this is a combination of Faker's ultimate, but also Doran's equalizer. So, like, the combination of that means that the fight is already lost before it is well and truly begun. They don't even need Guma. Like, Guma is basically not in this fight until it's already won, because the rest of the team is just doing all the work. And with that, that's it was a Hail Mary from DK. They knew that that was most likely not going to work. It didn't. And now we get to talk about Game 4. Or, you know,
we can talk about whether you feel like extraterrestrial life is likely or not.
Well, I think statistically it's considered almost a guarantee, you know?
That is,
because of the size of space.
Yeah, the near infinite possibilities and things like that.
I'm not really the type of guy to wrap my head around that, but that's what I've been told. So
it is hard when numbers get big to understand what it actually means.
Yes, that is true. Talking about big numbers, I want you to look at Doran's itemization.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, that is not a big number yet. I can comprehend a 10.
Can you comprehend 25?
Oh dear. That's getting a bit out of my range.
Okay, Atlas, I just know that's not true. Don't say that.
I am 37 years old. So theoretically, 25 should have been something I managed to tackle. I generally do a number per year. I'm on 37 this year.
Many people do.
Yeah. It does mean that my math is a little difficult, like when distances become larger than 37 kilometers away.
Area, right?
They're going to look for the angle. There is the exhaust immediately onto Showmaker, and Faker gets himself in there. Carrier is just fine. The rest of DK have all turned up, but the Akali being so frustrating for DK. Still, the health bars are so low. They take down the Yone, though, and it's a double for Ona. Beryl runs the wrong direction. That's going to make that one a triple. How did that not even work even a little bit as Doran picks up the exit kill? Aiming goes down, and Shiu's like, where's the rest of my team? Kind of like what I assume he's been saying most of the game.
Magi stacks, Atlas.
Oh, that's 1 and 14. I got to that one.
Good math, Atlas. Well done. Unfortunately for DK, as we highlighted, surely this time Carry will die, right? He's the same level as Lucid, Atlas.
Yeah, there's a lot of let's kill Carrier.
Yeah, Carrier does eventually go down as Showmaker clips him with the ult. The fact that Faker stays alive here is very tragic. If more members of DK were actually here, like if Shiu was there, maybe they could have gotten Guma as well? Could have been an angle.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, please tell me you did not have E at the beginning of that.
I think, didn't he E to get to where he was?
Well, he E'd at the end. So I'm just hoping that... I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for that one. As there is Mountain Soul, ladies and gentlemen. The game was already pretty cooked, and now it's very not okay. As, again, if at first you don't succeed, engage onto Carrier one more time, as he will redemption to make sure that all of their efforts are for naught. This teleport is one of the teleports of all time, but he does make it to relative safety. Still, it's the Braum that's going to pay for his sins. There's another very deep teleport to come on through, as Faker not going to find the Shuriken, but still just going to find Shiu. That is going to be a boomerang that takes him down. In the meantime, Owner is killing Showmaker and Baron at the same time. It's a triple for Guma, and this game was so over already and is even more over now.
T1, not disappointing on some of their trademark champions. Doran gets the rubber, and that felt like a sacrifice. You know, it's like, Doran, I'll tank the bad matchup. He's 5-1 and 7.
Yeah.
And DK, they have one plan. It's not a good plan, but it's their plan.
Yeah, and as soon as anyone else shows up, we're like, no, we don't have any beef with you. We really want to kill Carry.
The fact Chiu survives there, I think, is you know, that's cute. That's nice. Faker does a... I know. Barrel.
He just kind of gets
I love this
jettison to Narnia.
This TP from Faker. It's like, remember it was the Sekka TP, right? Where he like TP'd on the Kali, and it was just like, Sekka, where are we going?
Yeah, that was a while ago now.
This was a redo of that.
But it worked because they have a bajillion more gold than their opposition. 13,000 thus far.
Kali is also very fed.
The R5 Akali, man.
Atlas,
and this is after Faker had a pretty worrisome game number 1.
Yeah, started off rough.
Phenomenal in this game.
I'm just saying, Atlas. We both made the same tweet after game 1, and so far I'm feeling vindicated.
It's certainly looking a bit like that. It's okay, Glacial Prison this time is going to land. Kitchen Sink hits Doran. Then they realize that it's Carrier that they want to kill, who Zenith Blade's under a turret and doesn't look any worse for wear. Beryl puts the door up the wrong direction. If there is any metaphor for this game, that would be it. As T1 look to take down an inhibitor. And honestly, right now, it does feel like they're playing with their food.
They really are. I do think that we're going to be lucky. I know Shiwa's had some great base defenses. I don't think this is going to be one of them, Atlas.
Well, they're preparing him. Maybe this is what DK's plan was all along. All right, how good is your base defense, Shi?
He's dead. He's dead!
He is, yeah. So that's not as good in this position.
He killed Carrier.
Hey, there we go. That's pretty good. But their Nexus exploding, not so good. But fantastic for T1 as they move to match point in our first best of 5 of the playoffs. And man, this one did not look close.
Really didn't. Some of those mid-game skirmishes going the way of T1. Very quickly snowballed the game out of control, and I think that's also where we saw the DK that wasn't the best team in Rise Group, right? We saw the bot lane really struggling, some of the swaps didn't really make sense, Lucid looked uncomfortable, Showmaker, his Yone just doesn't have the same impact. When we look at so many other champions, Chiu though, no notes, good attempt buddy. But for T1, really the only way you can see how much Dorn was focused is the fact that he did so little damage.
Yeah.
As
I just feel like Dorn is a black hole of effort. You put so much effort trying to kill him, and he just absorbs it. His aiming also didn't do a whole lot of much at all in that game.
That's not a lot of damage, Atlas.
I mean, it's pretty close to how much damage Carrier did, and he didn't even have a Thorn Mail. If Carrier had a Thorn Mail, he would have potentially out-damaged his AD carry with how much DK were obsessed with hitting him with as many buttons as they could possibly find. Still, another opportunity for a bounce back, a chance at Silver Scrapes. As we are going to go to a short break. When we get back, the space, we'll be breaking that one down. Be gentle, please, men of the space. And then we will have game number 4.
With Beryl?
Oh, what? Beryl's going to be on the space? No, he's got to play. One more game. All right, see you later, guys.
바텀 올인. 바텀 올인. 바텀 올인. 간다. 천천히 나 가는 중이긴 해.
나 죽게. 할만해.
너네 봤어?
좋아.
너네 높을?
부션 봤어.
나핑이야 가와.
부션 노스펠.
얘?
바텀 라인 지어줘서 미드 라인 그냥.
그래 또? 그거 오인 가면 끝나? 아니 내가 데리고 올게.
미드 라인. 오라 보고.
너가 어디? 바로 그냥 내가 막을게. 나 지금 1등